Welcome in everybody to another vintage audio. I'm here in front of the fabled Wall of Sound, one of the greatest private collections of, well, keynote vintage audio, AM, FM receivers, stereo receivers, mono receivers, certainly in California, if not in the United States. So today, I often get questions from people, what do you think is undervalued? What do you think is different? What do you think is, what area or what units, what badge do you think is something that really has a bright collecting future? And remember, I believe collecting vintage audio pieces is fantastic because, well, look at them. Do they make them like that anymore? No, you get a black box with an LED readout. There's absolutely no glamour to it at all. There's no cool factor. There's nothing to make people go, wow, when they come in and see, what the heck is that? Also, you get sound that is fantastic and build quality is great. For example, if you look across Fisher Row here, my Fisher units, my fabled collection of Fishers, with my favorite, the 800B, you'll notice that these have really fine cases on them, and well, those cases are walnut, and they alone are worth $500 or more if you can even find original ones with the beautiful brushed champagne faceplate on it and the signature dove carrying a note in its mouth. It's so fantastic, it's beyond belief. And when you have one of these on your shelf, you have a talking point. You have a cocktail party, people come over, man, what the heck is that? Hey, that's a 1962 Fisher AM FM receiver. Wow, man, could you explain it to me? I've never seen anything. Okay, I get carried away, right? And this is a good time to ask you guys, if you're not subscribed, to please subscribe and hit that bell for all notifications. Down in the playlist, if you go to the channel page and go across the playlist, you'll see tons of vintage audio restorations, vintage audio rescues, where I go out and grab units from owners who have abused them and otherwise not understood what they had, and a lot of restorations. And another playlist with a lot of vintage audio listening experiences where we queue up one of the units and use it either through the amplifier or scrolling through the AM, FM dial and things like that. It's a lot of fun. So subscribe and hit that bell for all notification and check out that playlist down below. The Harman Kardon 430 here. And you might not be able to see it too well because I have the lights on here. But this marked a very unusual unit. It was produced in 1976. And, well, at that time, audio producers, manufacturers of high fidelity sound were really trying to find a way to go one up and make things even better in terms of reducing harmonic distortion and, well, achieving the very best sound clarity that you could achieve. And Harman Kardon developed the HK 430 twin powered. Now, why do they call it twin powered? Because they decided to have not one power unit, not one power supply, but to have two different power supplies. That way, there wouldn't be any chance of crossover power bleeding from one channel to another. You would have cleaner channel separation, and anything that gave more distinct sounds to the left and right channels was something that, well, it was believed to advance the art of stereo and audio, and, well, people really took to the HK. But I'll tell you today, they're not easy to find, the HK 430s out there. And you know what? The price is going up, 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 up. Because, as you can see in the opening there, with the handsomeness of the unit, they just look great on the shelf with their green, with the red channel tuner, dial indicator. They just look fantastic. These weren't cheap units. They went for almost $300 when they first came out in 1976. And to put that in terms of today's dollars, probably about $1,000. So it was not a cheap unit to purchase, but they are fantastic and they sound great. I think down in my playlist below, I have quite a few listening experiences with the HK 430. So I was asked, what do I think is a very undervalued unit that if you have the money and want to go out to purchase today and build a vintage audio collection, or at least have one piece that's going to be mid-range affordable that you're going to like, it's going to be the HK 430, okay? That's the way I see it. I get people asking me all the time, is your HK unit for sale? I have another HK. I have the 330C up here, but the one they always ask about is the twin power, the one right behind me right here. That's the one that gets all of the attention because, like most of the units that sit on my wall, it was pioneering in terms of the engineering of separating and having two different power supplies, one for each channel. Well, I hope you enjoyed this foray into vintage audio. We're going to be doing a lot more vintage audio as we turn towards spring and can get into the workshop and things. We're in process of restoring the Marantz quadraphonic unit. That's been a big project. We're about halfway done the restoration of that, and that is a behemoth. Remember when quadraphonic was hot for a minute? Well, we're halfway through that, but I'll tell you what, immerse yourself in those playlists down below and enjoy. Well, there it is, guys. What I think is the underrated unit, the HK 430 twin power. Hey, once again, if you're not subscribed, subscribe and hit that bell for all notifications. If you have the vintage audio bug like I do, there's nothing in the world like cool in your house. Nothing says cool more than vintage audio. Thanks for watching, everybody, and thumbs up are appreciated.